start
justifying the
brainwashing
killing of
children. They start brainwashing children at a very young age.
So you support sniping children in Gaza?
Look,
do other people here support sniping children in Gaza? Is that a conservative position now?
What if they're very...
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Kyle Kulinski and Mehdi Hasan dismantling these MAGA fascists. They are getting out of hand, overstepping. They don't even hear themselves talk at this point. Let's get into it.
Far-right conservatives. I think it's too kind to just call them far-right conservatives, and you'll see why in a minute. But this is reminiscent, of course, of Sam Seder doing this. And look, I have to say, I'm sort of torn on the value of what went down here. I'm not like, I understand from Mehdi's perspective, I understand and I agree with him doing it. From Sam's perspective, same thing. I agree. I get it. But just the company Jubilee, like what they're doing here is the worst possible example of like low IQ engagement slop, which helps, I think, feed political radicalization and really boils down everything to its like most pathetic and over-the-top caricature, right? And so I don't know if this is having a positive effect, bro. I mean, it might have a positive effect from the standpoint that, you know, Mehdi absolutely crushes these people and Sam Seder absolutely crushes these people. Like, when Sam went and did it, you had Republicans online claiming Sam is one of their own because he kept owning the people around him, but they didn't realize that Sam was the lefty and that he was owning the conservatives. They just thought, well, this guy's the most correct, so he must be right-wing, right? So, like, part of me gets it, and I love Mehdi and I love Sam, and I love the content that comes out of it. But the other part of me is like, man, Jubilee knows that they're, if anything, they're like making the public dialogue worse, making the discourse worse. You know, basically exposing these far-right freaks to other far-right freaks, and it almost gives them a license to be as stupid and as insane as the people that you're about to see. So anyway, let me show you some of the clips that we got here. Let's start with this one.
Quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further.
So this is wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset, so I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay, surprise, I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
whenever
the
it's in
Second
your
Amendment.
favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not. Because
So you don't
it's a
believe in
friend enemy.
democracy?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
A little bit more than...
And it's easy for someone to say this. It's easy for someone to say they don't want democracy whenever they are feeling the direct benefits from living in such a democracy. It's easy to say, oh, I want more rights for me and less rights for others, whenever the only way that you've gotten to this point is because of everyone coming in and taking, you know, sort of looking after, not necessarily looking after each other, but taking each other in mind and realizing that we're all in here together. I think that there's been a lot of division and thinking that, oh, I don't need these people, I don't need the others. You know, it's a lot of hating the other to the point of it completely just looking, oh, I want this now, whenever the democracy is what got you to this point in the first place. It's the reason why you can even come on a show like this and say these things.
a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you could say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am. Absolutely.
I'm just checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone is on this.
Bro, this is what's happened. This is what's happened. We have doors are open that have never been open until recently, right? Like post-World War II, everybody understood, hey, those motherfuckers that your grandfather was... I don't know why I just got the chills. Those motherfuckers that your grandpa was just murdering, yeah, they're bad guys. They're evil. The ones that had the gas chambers, the ones that had the concentration camps, the ones that mass murdered millions of people, the ones that tried to conquer territory and expand, yeah, they're the assholes. The one who believed in a eugenics racial hierarchy where they would, like, put to death people who were disabled, had some sort of a disability, you know, if they were, whatever, gypsies, Jews, fill in the blank, communists. The ones that were exterminationist and wanted to, like, murder everybody and everything in sight unless they were, like, blonde hair, blue-eyed, 6'5", chiseled jaw, six-pack abs. everybody sort of got, yeah, those are the bad guys. Those are the bad guys, the ones who started like countless wars and tried to expand and take over everybody's country. They're the bad guys. And there was such a long period of like, that was accepted. Everybody knew, yeah, fascism is bad. Those people are bad. They believe in like eugenics, a rigid hierarchy system, power for the sake of power. Like they don't believe in egalitarianism. They don't believe in justice. It's every negative characteristic and trait you could think of is what they embraced. Authoritarianism to its core. And now, because of the internet, because of the radicalization brought about by probably degrading economic circumstances, lack of hope for a future, this amalgamation of different things, now you have a bunch of fucking assholes who are like, yeah, fascism. Let's give that a shot again. So it's crazy to me that has somehow proliferated, that's somehow gone somewhere, because it's just, I don't know, it's so fucking stupid. When they last tried fascism, we had a fucking world war and global devastation and mass death and destruction. What about that is enjoyable? What about that is ideal?
I mean, let's just nip it in the bud. You know where a lot of these people end up going. I mean, you can see how much the Overton window has shifted since probably a few years ago. And now, even in this Jubilee vid, you have, once certain issues brought up regarding anti-Semitism come up, they're saying, hey, look, you know, that I'm not going to talk about that because that's still sort of like ground that they don't want to put out there in the public. But you look at some of these people in these spaces, they're going to say, I mean, look at who's the face of it. I'm not going to say like the biggest face, but Kanye West, he has a song called, it's HH, talking about how, I mean, we already know what I'm about to say. I don't have to necessarily say that because I don't want it to get taken out of context, the whole thing. But you have someone who's out here glorifying someone like Hitler. You know, all of these different, people are going to worship this guy and think that he didn't do anything wrong. And that's the biggest issue. They're believing that he did something correct. They're still believing in the bell curve. They're believing in all of these different things that are pushing an agenda and allow them to not have to, realize that, hey, I need these other people. I need these other people that are maybe different races than me. I might need all these different melting pots of culture to come in. No, they want to continue to worship their idol, worship this guy who really is, at the very end of the day, he's just violent. He wanted to kill everyone who wasn't him that's just how it goes. And you can't worship anyone like that. That is going in the wrong direction. That is so far away from just how humans are going to function together. You can't kill someone just because they're different than you.
What about that is the sort of political system that you think we need? It's just so bizarre. And now they're out of the closet. That's the craziest part to me, is like, yeah, maybe a decade ago there was some tiny percentage of people that may have been fascists, but they were pretty much in the closet, and they had to like use certain tricks and language, and they stylistically had to try to get into the mainstream by like softening the hard edges off of their ideology. Now these motherfuckers are just like, I love Hitler, I'm a fascist. And like, what happened to, where did our fucking IQ points go in this country? Where did they go? I mean, you can see Mehdi Hasan is struggling with how to deal with this, because he's like, I don't even need to say anything. You're fucking hanging yourself, dipshit. All right, but we're not done. Let's get to some more here. So this guy, somebody said about this guy, he took a break from tying a woman to railroad tracks to come debate. It's so true. Look at him. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? All right, let's go.
When children are shot in the head by Israeli snipers not responsible for that.
Look,
it's a simple question.
Here's the problem.
When Israeli snipers shoot Palestinian children in Gaza in the head, as eyewitness testimony and doctors' testimony proves, that's not the fault of the Israeli snipers.
This is the problem, because when you have a
problem is you won't answer the question. I'll ask you a third time. When Israeli snipers shoot Palestinian children in the head, is that not the fault of Israeli snipers?
Well, you gotta let me finish.
No, you gotta answer the question.
This gotta be the worst debater I've ever seen in my life, dog. Holy shit.
Fourth time.
Well,
when Israeli snipers shoot Palestinian children in the head.
I will get to your
We're
answer.
running out of time. I need to know what you think about innocent children. Because what you said was pretty outrageous. You said so-called innocent Palestinians. For the fifth time, when Palestinian children are shot in the head by Israeli snipers, is that not the fault of Israeli snipers?
What did those children do?
What did they do? He said, what did those children do? Bitch! What the fuck? Oh my God. We need re-education camps, bro. We might need re-education. I'm not so sure a gulag was a bad idea. come to think of it, this is making me understand a lot of things I previously did not understand. I never used to understand authoritarian left movements. I'd be like, why are you authoritarian? Just be like libertarian left. Listening to these motherfuckers, I'm like, oh, I see. They had to do something about you motherfuckers. You weren't going to get along. You weren't going to play nice. Well, if we let you do what you want to do, there'd be a lot of fucked up shit happening. We got to go a little further, don't we?
Did the children deserve to be shot in the head?
Because the problem is,
you know,
over there,
millions of people are watching you say
they start brainwashing children. They start brainwashing children at a very young age.
So you support sniping children in Gaza?
Look,
do other people here support sniping children in Gaza? Is that a conservative position now?
What if they're wearing?
And one common thread that I see with all conservatives is just wanting to, I mean, this is going to sound cliche, going to sound like no shit Sherlock, but they want to go back to the way that things were. I mean, that's pretty obvious as the name conservative goes for, right? But yeah, I mean, they are full on. You see this guy dressing like he's in freaking Tombstone, like he's a Wild West cowboy. And that's a deep take. It's like, if you don't know, it's a deep cut. If you don't know Tombstone, it's like an old Western movie. But you have all of these people wanting to go back to a time to whenever they didn't have to think about other people, to whenever it was such a still male-dominated society that you don't have to. This is a time of change. This is a time of new integration, new ways of looking at the way that life is. It's hard to do that, especially if you're alone, especially if you don't see a reason to. You're just stuck in your room all day. You don't go outside. You're online very chronically. You don't want to change at all. It's just like, what the hell is all this about? So I can see why a lot of these people want to cosplay. They use the term like trad wife. They use all of these wanting to go back to traditional values. You can't go back. If you do that, it's literally just going to repeat. Like, how did we get to if we do that, we're just going to get right back to this point. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, though. It's another day in the progressive way.